We're doing our lesson today about polygons. Now, I just wanted to put this little handout here just to show you some examples. Uh, these figures in this box, these are polygons. These are not polygons. These are polygons because they all have straight sides and no curves, and they're all closed figures. As you can see over here, these are not polygons because they're curved or some of the figures are open. Now, polygons have at least three sides. That's how we group them. You're familiar with most of these. We've got triangles, quadrilaterals. The number tells how many sides. So if a quadrilateral has four sides, it also has four angles. The angles would be where the sides meet. Pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, an octagon, a nonagon, and a decagon. Now, this is just some info for you. It says a polygon with 11 sides is called a hendecagon. A 20-sided polygon is called a pentadecagon. What about 1,000 sides? A chiliagon. Don't worry, you're only responsible for the 8 polygons above. All right. Now, I'm going to break from polygons just a minute and talk to you about angles. This is a review from 4th grade. I just want to point out some things on here. You're all familiar with a right angle. We know a right angle measures 90 degrees, right? We have an acute angle. We know an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. If you can think about an acute angle, it's wanting to close. And this, of course, is an obtuse angle. It's greater than 90 degrees. It's wanting to open all the way up. Now, let's look just a minute and let's label these. This is an angle about to close. See, if a 90-degree angle would go straight up, this is wanting to close, so that's acute. This would be obtuse. This is an acute angle. It's about to close. Again, that's an acute angle. Obtuse. That is a right angle. It forms a perfect L right here, that corner. It makes a right angle. Acute, obtuse, and obtuse again. Now, there's some lines I want to get you familiar with. These lines are called perpendicular lines. As a matter of fact, I've got another sheet here that already has the drawings on it. So I'll show it to you that way. These are perpendicular lines. You'll notice they form, where they cross, they form a right angle. So these are intersecting lines and perpendicular lines. These are parallel lines. We're going to be talking about this term a lot. And parallel lines are lines that stay the same distance apart and never cross. And of course, these are intersecting lines, but these are not perpendicular because where they cross, it does not form a right angle. Okay? Now let's turn and look at the back sheet. We're going to talk now. We'll get back on our polygons. It's probably a good idea to let's go ahead and write the number of sides and angles each one has. We know a triangle has 3, a square has 4, a rectangle has 4, a trapezoid has 4, a rhombus has 4, a parallelogram has 4. Now here's a pentagon. A pentagon has 5. A hexagon has 6. I remember hex, it has an X in it, and so does 6. A heptagon has 7. An octagon has 8. A nonagon has 9. And a decagon has 10. And again, it's giving you an angle review. An acute angle is less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees. And a right angle is exactly 90 degrees. All right, let's see if we can name these shapes, these types of polygons. It says a shape that has 7 sides and angles. Well, we look here, that is a heptagon. Heptagon. A shape that has 1 set of parallel sides and it has 4 sides and 4 angles. This is a special type of 4-sided shape. I should have honed in on these a while ago. Let me take the time to do that now. Notice we have several 4-sided shapes. That's coming in one of the future lessons. But these are all in a family of what's called quadrilaterals. Now, all these quadrilaterals have 2 sets of parallel sides. But the trapezoid has only 1 set of parallel sides. And I'll show that to you right here. This line is parallel to that line. A trapezoid is the only quadrilateral with 1 set of parallel sides. This has 2 sets. If you'll notice, the left side is parallel to the right side. The top is parallel to the bottom. The same's true with a rectangle, a rhombus. This side is parallel to that side. This side is parallel to that side. A parallelogram, the top is parallel to the bottom. The left's parallel to the right. But the only one that's different is the old trapezoid, and it has 1 set of parallel sides. And we will talk about that a lot. So hopefully you'll eventually know that like the back of your hand. Okay, a shape with 3 sides and 3 angles. Of course, that's the triangle. A shape with 9 sides and 9 angles, the nonagon. A shape with 4 equal sides, 2 pairs of parallel sides, which are perpendicular to each other. There's that word perpendicular. Remember, perpendicular is when lines cross and they form right angles. So it's got 4 equal sides and 2 pairs of parallel sides. And that is going to be a square. The giveaway here is when it tells us it has 4 equal sides. The only quadrilaterals with 4 equal sides are the square and the rhombus. So we know it's going to be one of those. Then we see perpendicular, which means they form right angles. The rhombus doesn't do that, so it's got to be the square. Number 6, a shape with 3 pairs of parallel sides and 6 angles. There's my clue. If it's got 6 angles, it's going to have 6 sides, which would be 3 pairs, wouldn't it? Because 3 pair would be 6, 2, 2, and 2. So that's definitely your hexagon. Hexagon. 2 shapes with 2 pairs of parallel sides, 2 pairs of equal sides, and 2 pairs of equal angles. 2 pairs of parallel sides, 2 pairs of equal sides, 2 pairs of equal angles. Now, if there's 2 pairs of something, we know there's 4 in all. So if it's got 2 pairs of parallel sides, it's got 4 sides. That is going to be our parallelogram and our rhombus. Notice they have 2 pairs of parallel sides. This side's parallel to that side's parallel to that side. And I showed you a while ago, the left is parallel to the right, the top is parallel to the bottom. 2 pairs of equal sides. This side is equal to the length of that side. This side's equal to the length of that side. And a rhombus actually has 4 equal sides. But we can say this side is equal to that side, and that side is equal to that side. And then 2 pairs of equal angles. This angle, that's where they meet, is equal to that angle. That angle is equal to that angle. This angle equals that angle equals that angle. So that's going to be our rhombus and parallelogram. You spell parallelogram. Okay? A shape with 4 pairs of parallel sides and 8 equal angles. If it's got 8 angles, it's got 8 sides. So we look up here, 8 sides will be an octagon. A shape with 4 equal sides, 4 right angles. That's definitely a square. A shape with 5 pairs of parallel sides and 10 angles. If it's got 10 angles, it's got 10 sides. That's a decagon. A shape with 2 pairs of parallel sides. One pair may be longer than the other and 4 90-degree angles. If it's got 2 pairs of parallel sides, we know it's going to have 4 sides, so that's up here in the quadrilateral family. One pair of sides is longer than the other, and it's got 4 90-degree angles. That would have to be the rectangle. Rectangle. And then a shape with 5 equal sides, 5 equal angles. That is a pentagon. Pentagon. Okay? Let's turn over. It says, which of the following is a plane figure with 5 sides and 5 obtuse angles? Well, let's go count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's got 7 sides. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So we know we don't want C because we're looking for 5 sides. Now we need it to have 5 obtuse angles. Let's see. Obtuse, obtuse. That's obtuse. That would be obtuse. They almost look like right angles, but they bow out just a little bit. But this is acute, so it can't be that. Obtuse, 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 obtuse. This might be it. Let's don't get cocky, though. Look at D. Obtuse, obtuse. That's acute. And these are right angles. So the one that I want is B. It's 5 angles, and all of them are obtuse. All right, it says in trapezoid, right here, they're naming it KLMNO. Notice how they're naming it with all the letters KLMNO. Which side is parallel to side LM? Or I need to say line LM, that line above it, line LM. Let me highlight LM. There's line LM. What's parallel to line LM? It would be line KON. So you could call that line KON, or sometimes people leave out the middle letter and just call it KN, line KN. But remember, a trapezoid has only 1 pair of parallel sides. Look at 15. Which 2 line segments on the pentagon, see this has 5 lines, 5 sides, 5 angles. Which 2 line segments on the pentagon are perpendicular? Remember, perpendicular, they form right angles. So I want to know which two are perpendicular. Let's look at line BA and line DE. Here's BA, here's DE. They don't even meet. They would be parallel, wouldn't they? This says line BA and line AE. There's BA and there's AE. That very well could be it, because where they meet does form a right angle. But let's don't get cocky. We might won't be. Look at C. Line BA, line BC. There's BA, there's BC. They form an angle, don't they? And it's not a right angle. That'd be more of obtuse. And then line BC and line DE. Line BC and there's line DE. They don't even touch. They're not even parallel either. So my answer would be B. Now, number 16, we're going to come back to in just a minute, because we're going to be talking about a regular polygon. So I hope I remember to come back to it. Number 17, let's go to 17. Marcy drew a diagonal inside a quadrilateral. So she drew a diagonal. That will be a slanted line. Inside a quadrilateral, a four-sided figure, and made two right triangles. What kind of quadrilateral did Marcy use to draw the triangles? Well, let's see. A parallelogram, the sides are the same length. It just looks like they're a little squished. But if I draw a diagonal through that, use a red. That does make two triangles, but they're not two right triangles, meaning they don't have a right angle. All right, a rhombus. See if I can draw a rhombus. That's probably not very good, but if I draw a diagonal through that, let me see if that would almost make two parallelograms, wouldn't it? That'd make two parallelograms. All right, then a trapezoid looks like this. And if I draw a diagonal, none of these are right angles. Now let me try this rectangle. And let me draw a diagonal through that. Notice how there's a right angle and that is a right angle, so that does form two right triangles. So D is my answer. 18 says, which of the following polygons has only one pair of parallel sides? Now, we've talked about that a few times. Which one of these has one pair of parallel sides? And the answer is, I hope you're saying, a trapezoid. A trapezoid. All right, let's turn over on the back. Now it says, name each polygon and tell whether it is a regular or irregular polygon. Now, what this is telling us, regular and irregular, if it is a regular polygon, that means all of the sides are exactly the same length, and all of the angles would measure the exact same degrees. Irregular would mean all the sides could be different lengths, and all the angles could be different lengths. So looking at number 2 right here, this is a quadrilateral. I really don't know what kind, but let's look at the sides. They're all different lengths, right? So that would be irregular. This is a triangle. All of the sides are exactly the same length. All of the angles measure the same. So that would be a regular triangle. Look at this pentagon. All of the sides are exactly the same length. And look at the angles. They're all exactly the same. So this would be a regular pentagon. All right, look at this one. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides and angles, so that's a hexagon. And as you can see, this side is longer than that side. They're not all the same length, so this would be an irregular hexagon. Number 6, we know that's a triangle, regular or irregular. I hope you said irregular because all of the sides are different lengths. Remember, for it to be regular, all of the sides have to be exactly the same. Even the angles have to measure the same. Look at number 7. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a hexagon. And it's definitely irregular because almost all of those sides are different, aren't they? And the angles are certainly different. If the sides are different, the angles will be different. Look at number 8. All of the sides are exactly the same. All of the angles are 90 degrees. So that would be a regular square, a regular quadrilateral. Look at this figure. Let me count the angles. 1, 2, looks like there's one there, 3 maybe, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be a decagon, and it's definitely irregular. The sides are all different lengths. Look at this yield sign. It's a triangle, and it's definitely regular. Look at this sign. All the sides are the same length. All the angles are the same. It's actually a square. You may think it's a rhombus, but if you turn it, then you can see it's a perfect square. So that's definitely regular. All right, here's a pentagon. It's got 5 sides, and the sides are all different lengths. So that's an irregular pentagon. And here's a stop sign. All of our stop signs are always octagons. And if you'll notice, all of the sides are exactly the same length, and the angles measure exactly the same. So that is a regular octagon. So now you know, if we can go back and look at number 16, which of these polygons is always a key, always a regular polygon? Which one of these will always, the sides will be the same, all sides the same length, and all the angles the same? I hope you're saying square. Square will always be a regular polygon. All right, almost done. You may want to see if you can do these by yourself. Pause my video, you work through these, and then watch me work them and see how well you know them. Which of these has 4 right angles? We've got trapezoid, pentagon, rectangle, triangle. Of course, it's a rectangle. Which polygon has 6 sides? Rhombus, hexagon, pentagon, trapezoid. We know it's the old hexagon. Remember, X and X. Look for that. Which quadrilateral has 4 equal sides and angles? That's a square. Has 4 equal sides. Which polygon most resembles a stop sign? We talked about that a while ago. A stop sign is an octagon. They've got trapezoid, square, octagon, pentagon. You want the octagon. Which polygon most resembles the zippy oil change sign? Look at this sign. Trapezoid, square, octagon, or pentagon. Count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's definitely a pentagon. Which polygon has 2 pairs of parallel sides? Trapezoid, remember that trapezoid has only 1 pair. Trapezoid has only 1 pair. We've got parallelogram, a triangle, and a pentagon. I hope you're saying parallelogram. We'll be talking about parallelograms a good bit. And that's one thing, that's what they're known for. They have 2 pairs of parallel sides. Which polygon has only 1 pair of parallel sides? And there it is again. We got trapezoid, square, octagon, or pentagon. And the answer is trapezoid. Okay, I hope that you have a better understanding of polygons. If you have any questions about them, just let me know. Thanks for watching.